When you want to be successful on the stock market, the very first thing that you need to learn, next to all the techniques, the strategies, and the good practices on investing, is of course self-discipline. Now I see you thinking, why? Well, it's a very good question. And actually, it's very simple, because the moment you look up self-discipline in the dictionary, it actually says the ability to make yourself do something, and especially something difficult or unpleasant. But of course, if you want to be successful, it's not only about doing something difficult or unpleasant, but also knowing when to stop yourself the moment you've achieved your goal. Now, for example, like you're spending too much time on social media, or you're watching too much TV, or you've already bought your stock on the stock market. Now stop looking at too much stock movement. Interested in what you can do to create the success habit of self-discipline? Be sure to watch today's video, because I will show you the 3 strategies that I use to become successful in this self-discipline. And of course, if you stay until the end, I'll even show you one of my best practices as a challenge for you to practice. Okay, let's get into the video. Hey, what's up you guys? Lukas here from excelwealth.com. Great that you joined in today, because in today's video, I want to talk about why self-discipline is the habit to success. But before we go into the video, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because that's the way how we can grow our community. And of course, if you haven't checked out my latest book yet, it's my book on how I started, on how to invest, and of course later on how to invest in real estate. Now, if you want to have a copy, be sure to click the link down below in the description. Okay, let's get into the video now. Now, the first strategy that I want to discuss with you that you need to go through the moment you want to become successful with self-discipline is, of course, analyzing your weaknesses. Now, everybody knows the strength and the weaknesses, that we always compare these two. If you do not know what your strengths are, then most likely you do not know what your real weaknesses are. Within self-discipline, you already need to know what are you good at and what are you less good at. If you're not very good at, for example, like keeping track of your time, well, hey, it's very simple. You gotta do something about the time. If you already know that every time you'll be scrolling on your phone thinking like, yeah, I shouldn't be spending too much time on my phone and social media because it's not giving you anything. Now, it's totally fine to have a weakness. I'm not telling you that you should get rid of your weakness. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to scroll on your phone anymore. I'm only telling you, like I said, it's the ability to know when to stop yourself. That is called self-discipline. So on the one hand, it's saying like, you know what? I gotta get busy with the things that I really want to achieve in my life. On the other end, it's also saying like, I should know when to stop, because the moment I've achieved my goal, it's totally fine. And within the first strategy, it's like, you gotta get rid of your weaknesses. Well, I'll tell you this, if you don't have any weaknesses, I'm sorry, but there are no strengths for you as well. So you gotta have a balance. It's always like that. The problem is, in self-discipline, is the moment we get to something, for example, like watching videos on YouTube, the problem is that after we watch one episode of something, we really get the idea that we should watch another episode, because yes, those series are made in such a way that yes, they will attract you to spend more time. But the self-discipline is to say like, you know what? I've satisfied my needs in watching one episode of fill in the blank, and it's totally fine right now. It's totally fine. I can continue with what I need to do. It's of course really making yourself aware you're making a choice in something, but being able to say, I gotta stop this the moment I do. And it's totally fine. You know, it's like having a guilty pleasure. Now, it's totally fine to have a guilty pleasure, because hey, if there's no guilty pleasure, then what is the unguilty pleasure, right? That doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. You get the idea. So the moment you have a weakness as a person, it's actually what I'm trying to say to you is accept the weakness and know it's there, but do continue what is necessary in your job. Now, the second strategy that I want to go through with you is having a personal standard. Now, you might be thinking, what? A personal standard? Well, yes, having a personal standard is very important. Now, the problem is with self-discipline, all of a sudden, the moment you're able to know that you can achieve a certain level of success, all of a sudden, what we tend to do is we raise the bar. We raise the bar, and that's what we tend to do all the time. Now, raising the bar, I'm not saying that raising the bar is a bad thing. The only thing is, with self-discipline, is when you're raising the bar, be aware that you should have a personal standard. Know that when it's okay to continue, and know when it's okay to fail. It's totally fine if you're not able to achieve something. If you set the bar high enough for yourself, saying like, I should be able to achieve this, and you're not able to achieve it, is it still okay according to your personal standards? Because this is what I see very, very often with so many coaching clients that I have, is that people always say, you know what? I've achieved the first level. Now what I would like to achieve is level 5. I'm like, dude, you should go for level 2 first, and then level 3, and then level 4. Your personal standard is to achieve one level at a time. But because you have the feeling of success, all of a sudden what I see very, very often is that people think, you know what? I can take this and now I can move forward even faster. I get it that you want to move faster, but it's also the self-discipline to say to yourself, it's okay to move with a personal standard pace. And yes, we all want to achieve more in the same time, but we already should know that having a personal standard, knowing what your personal standard is like already a huge achievement. Now the thing is this, so many people don't even know that. Now I currently have a coaching client of mine who's just saying this, who says, Lucas, I want to learn more. I want to learn more. I want to do more. I want to achieve more in the same time that I have with you. I'm like, I get it. I get that you want to say that, and I get that that's one of your goals. But I'll tell you this, what is your personal standard? Before you started coaching, before you started investing, how much did you want it to achieve? Now don't tell me this, I wanted to achieve $1 million on one day. That wasn't the goal to start out with. But because your personal standard was, for example, let's just say $100 a day. That's a huge achievement. Now, I don't know how much you invest in, so $100 could be a lot, yes. But let's just say that that is your personal standard. But because you've been doing it for, I don't know, for a while right now, and now not $100 a day, but you've been achieving $200 a day, which is great to you. Well done. The $200 can't be your personal standard. You can't just be raising your personal standard. Not all of a sudden, just like that. Because at some point, you'll keep raising your personal standard. That's what you think. You keep raising the bar. And because you tend to do that, at some point, you will fail. What happens next? Are you telling like, okay, my self-discipline didn't, help me out and it just let me go and it disappointed me? But you can't do it like that. This is why setting a personal standard every time again and sticking to it, that'll help you in your self-discipline. It's totally fine to fail at some time. That just means you gotta adjust your strategy again, and it's okay to just say, hey, it didn't work out, okay? So the challenge that I tried to do, just failed, and it's totally fine. Accept and continue. Now the third strategy that I want to go through with you is setting alarms. Now you might be thinking, Lucas, are we really gonna go in this road? Well, you gotta see it like this. You have to set alarms. If you want to achieve something, sometimes the simplest thing is set an alarm. Now, when I go on the stock market, and just like my book describes, 2 minutes on the stock market and make money as well, the idea is very simple. The moment I log in, I set a certain timer, and it starts beeping at 2 minutes. That's the time that I spend on my investment account. I just log in, check all the numbers, and if all the numbers line up, as the strategy actually tells me to, then I just log out again. If that is done within 2 minutes, totally fine. If that is not done within 2 minutes, I'll have to check, why am I spending more than 2 minutes on my investment account? Well, most likely there's something wrong, or there's something that I need to do, or there's something that I need to adjust within my strategy. And then I have to tick on the clock, and okay, let's set an alarm for every moment that I spend on my investment account. Because the moment you spend more time, the moment you spend more time on analyzing all the stocks, you also give your emotions the chance to take over as well. Hey, and we all know emotions on the stock market, most likely that's not a good combination. So no, this is why it's so important to just set an alarm. Now, this could be applied for an investment account, just like this, but it could easily be applied to, for example, when you're watching Netflix or when you're spending your time on social media and scrolling on Instagram. There are so many things that you can apply this to. Like, for example, if you want to tell yourself, I'm not going to spend more than 20 minutes on playing Among Us. Totally fine. Just set the timer to 20 minutes. And you could even do like, you know what? Okay, the alarm is going off. It's 20 minutes. I should stop right now, or I'm going to finish this game. But the moment you do finish your game, then actually finish the game. Don't just continue again. Because, you know, it's like, oh, I forgot the alarm. Now everything is past the alarm and it's okay to go continue now. No, it doesn't work like that. So do stick to your times. And it's easy to get started. And yes, you got to know that it doesn't go away overnight. You got to practice this. It starts step by step. Like I said, don't raise the bar all of a sudden. Take it step by step. It's very important. Now, since you stayed until the end of this video, I want to share with you how you can challenge your mind to become successful at self-discipline. Now, one of those things that I really love to do is challenging people around me. So, for example, like a lot of coaching clients of mine, they actually say, Lucas, you know, I like the stuff that you teach me, but can you also give me a challenge? And this is what I'm going to do with you today as well. I'm going to give you a challenge, and the challenge is called the Mind Wanderer. And this challenge is actually to get your mind wandering. Now, it's very simple. The name actually just says it. You let your mind wander. Now, what you're going to do on day number 1, what you are going to do is you're going to sit somewhere. Could be just in front of your computer. What I would advise you to do is close your eyes. You got to close your eyes. What I also tend to do is I put both of my hands on my lap. And then what I do is I have my phone and I set an alarm. And on day 1, I set the alarm for 3 minutes. During those 3 minutes, what I am going to do is I'm going to let my mind wander. Now, we are spending so much time every day again with things on our phone, we're spending time on our computer, we're working, we're talking, we're doing so many things. We hardly give our minds the time to rest. Not even when you go to the toilet and then you bring along your phone as well. So this challenge is to actually challenge you to let your mind wander. In those 3 minutes, what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands on your lap, you're going to close your eyes, and the only thing what you do is let your mind just do its own thing. Let's just see what happens. Don't try to focus in a certain direction. Just let your mind wander. Now, on the very first day, it will be a little bit strange and awkward, and you think, what should I do with my time? And the very first time you do this, it might be a very difficult thing. But what you do, and this is the challenge, just leave your mind. Let it just wander. And that's the cool part. Let it just wander. Let it just go into a direction that it wants to go. And it's totally fine. But to make it more efficient as well, the moment your alarm goes, the moment it starts beeping, open your eyes, write the things down that you could remember last. I'm only telling you to write them down. I'm not telling you to do anything with it. Only write them down. That's the only thing what you do. Now, day 2, what you do is you add another minute to your mind wandering challenge. So day 2, you're going to do 4 minutes. Day 3, you're going to do 5 minutes. Day 4, you're going to do, you get the idea. Every day, you're going to add 1 minute to your mind wandering challenge, up to the moment that you've achieved 20 minutes. And the moment you have achieved 20 minutes of mind wandering, stick to the 20 minutes. And this challenge, this will help you so much clear up so many things in your mind. And all of a sudden, after a while, yes, there will be days that you will be sleeping with your eyes closed while sitting on the couch. Yes, that might happen. But hey, that's why we set an alarm, right? So the moment it starts beeping after 12 minutes, you're like, okay, I'm awake, I didn't fall asleep. And I can't remember what I was thinking about. And that's totally fine. I'm just telling yourself to give yourself each day a moment to let your mind wander. And yes, maybe you'll fall asleep 1 or 2 days, but after that, your mind will get used to it, that it gets rest every day and that it can just wander by itself. There'll be so many things that come out of your brain unconsciously without you knowing. I'll tell you this, I'm doing this exercise every day. After I shower, I sit on a couch, I try to sit up straight, put my hands on my lap, let my phone there for 20 minutes, just close my eyes. And my wife says, Lucas, you're just sleeping with, on the couch. And I'm like, that could be. I might be sleeping for 20 minutes, but it helps my mind clear up so much. It gives me so much focus for the next day as well. And this is what I want to give along to you so that you can also focus on this and help your self-discipline to say, you know what? I'm helping my self-discipline in the hand to become successful. And this is what I want to share with you. And I hope that you like it. And I hope that you will start doing the challenge starting from today. It's only 3 minutes. And of course, if you do, let me know down below in the comments what kind of ideas come by in your mind. Now, thank you very much for watching. Of course, if you like the video, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you want to be subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because that's the way how we can grow a community. And of course, if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, be sure to click that notification bell as well. And of course, if you want to have a copy of my book, be sure to click the link down below in the description to get your own copy now. And currently, the ebook is on special offer as well. So be sure to check that out. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy investing, and bye-bye.